are here with James Gray, the director of Ad Astra. So do you mind talking about some of your sci-fi inspirations for the movie?
You know, I'm a child of the 70s. I was a big fan of watching Star Trek on television, and also, of course, 2001, which was a huge inspiration. And the first three Star Wars movies, particularly Empire Strikes Back, which I found the really beautiful film. To tell you the truth, it's not really movies that got me into science fiction at all. Basically, I grew up in New York City, and it's too light to see the stars at night. And I'll never forget, we went to see our friends who lived in Comac, which is out on Long Island. And at night, you looked up, and it was the first time we could see the stars. And it was as though a whole world the world had opened up and become something larger, more vast, more beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a true story.
And it ties to the name of the movie, right? Ad Astra?
That's right. Ad Astra, to the stars.
To the stars.
But that's not the whole phrase, you know.
No, I did not know that.
Per aspera ad astra, which translated from the Latin means through hardship to the stars. But we felt that it had power because the idea is it's beautiful to look outward, but it's also difficult.
That touches the soul, that answer.
Well, I don't get out much, but it's nice to know I can touch a soul every once in a while. That's good.
So speaking of touching souls, if you were an alien, or if aliens were to watch your movie, what do you think they would gain from humanity and the state of how we exist and live on Earth?
Oh my God. I think aliens might be very disturbed to look at us, maybe disturbed to see the film. The whole film is trying to make sure that we're aware of ourselves emotionally. And that we can open up. Because I think the film is very hopeful in that way. I'm not going to tell you the ending. But I think aliens would probably think of us as a pretty damaged species, don't you think?
Probably.
We kind of are, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's what makes us beautiful and unique.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's a great quote I once heard from a very wise man. He said, "Imperfection allows us to breathe." Which I thought was great. You know, so the imperfections makes us beautiful.
It does. And it's captured very well in the movie.
Oh,
it
thank
really
you.
is, yeah. So, switching gears, space pirates.
Yeah.
Space pirates are attacking your vehicle. You're on the moon. You're traversing the moon.
Yeah.
What do you protect?
I think you protect yourself. You don't care about what's in the rover, do you? You protect yourself. Aren't you more important than a machine? You know, we're making light of it, but you know, if the moon is out there for exploration, it's very, very rich in natural resources. And there are going to be treaties, but how are you going to be able to enforce those treaties?
Exactly.
So if the moon gets colonized, you're probably going to get some lunar pirates too every now and then.
Yeah. I know you recently became an expert on the lunar tubes, the caves that exist.
Expert? I wouldn't call myself an expert in anything.
Do you think that the space pirates may hide there?
Well, maybe, but they would have to have a safe haven from another, you know, part of the world that had colonized the moon. But yeah, isn't that interesting? There's all these maybe tunnels under the moon and how vast they might be. The more we find out, the more incomprehensible and fantastic the universe becomes. I was telling my daughter this the other day. I said to her, what do you think of the person who's the smartest astronomer? Oh, I'd be very impressed. I said, well, you know, they don't know what makes up 70% of the universe. They have no idea. Right. She says, what do you mean, Daddy? I said, dark matter. Do you know what that is? She says, no. I said, exactly. Neither does anybody else.
That is very accurate. What a great way to bring that home to your daughter.
Yeah.
And give her hope.
Well, she gave her a little humility, which is what I was trying to do at the time.
There are so many beautiful locations that you capture in the movie. If you were to visit one of them, if you could pick one place, where would you visit? I
would go to Mars, I think. Mars is really interesting.
Really? Why?
Well, first of all, there's nothing else like it here on the Earth. And from all I can tell, and we used actual Martian photographs to make our landscapes, by the way. Maybe the first movie ever shot partially on location that takes place on Mars. It just seems so un-Earth-like. And the fact that you can't really see the Earth from the surface seems like it might be kind of interesting.
Yeah. But how long would you want to stay? What would you do while you're there?
Let's be honest here. I wouldn't stay very long. So I would be gone as quickly as I could once I got there, I'm sure.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.